Good morning, people. I think today we're just going to do a simple little mountain, kind of a big mountain here. We're going to have ourselves a beautiful little sky up here, and then through here we'll have a kind of a river that flows down through here, and then we'll have a bit of a landscape. We're looking down towards that river, and we're looking towards the mountains. Have a few evergreen trees through here. So, enough yapping from me. Let's grab a brush or two, and let's get into it. I think I'm going to start off with a little bit of phthalo blue because it's a nice pretty little color. Just take it into the brush, tapping. And I think I'm going to start off in here. Just kind of go through, mark it, get it all up in there. I already got the canvas covered with some liquid white, so that's why we're getting lighter in some areas, and we're going to be darker in others. I'm going to go through here. Now, add a little bit of Prussian blue, which is a very, very dark color, and I mean dark. It's one of those colors that's beautiful, but at the same time, it's evil. Just because of how dark it is. See how much it's already over darkening the other blue? Grab just a tad bit more, just to brush it along in here. Okay. Now, same brush. I'm going to go into a little bit of phthalo green now. Because you mix up that blue and that phthalo green together, it makes for some of the most beautiful water. So just come here, come to the edge, and just pull out. Pull it in. Grab a bit more color, go back to the phthalo blue, phthalo green. Apparently I didn't get enough color. There we go, look at that. There's our cup, and there's our water. Alright. Now, clean dry brush. First I'm going to clean this brush. And my odorless paint thinner down here. Rub out the excess, shake it, and beat the living piece out of it. Take some paper towels, dry it off. It's really, if I had, and that's one reason why Bob was able to do, and Bill, Bob's teacher Bill, were able to do these paintings in like 30 minutes, is because they didn't have to stop and clean their brushes like every 15-20 seconds. Okay, so with a clean dry brush now, I'm going to blend all this in. I'm going to start down here because I got a lot of that Prussian blue up here. So just take it, go in one direction, go across the whole canvas. Let's start up in here, do the same thing. Work your way up. Blends everything together, gets rid of all those brush strokes. Bend down, brush down. Alright. Clean that brush out. Alright. I want to paint. Clouds aren't really my best subject. But I'm going to give it a shot. So I'm going to stick that brush there. And I figured out kind of a cheap method for me. Now, if you've ever watched any other wet on wet technique, you know, you can use fan brush, and simple little brush like I've been using. I found a little technique that works for me. I take a little bit of white on my knife, and then I just literally just grab some and then just drop it in there. Grab some, drop it in there. Here will be probably your best friend for your knife for a quick clean, a Lysol wipe, because it's already got liquefied. See, I got paint on here already. Yeah, nice and clean. With some paper towel, dry it off. Now, I'm going to go back to it though, because I don't like how that just clumps up there. So I'm going to just shake it up in there. And it's going to pick up the blue as it goes. Take our Lysol wipe so we can get rid of that excess blue. The reason why I like using the knife is because I always tend to blend too much color together in the end. So, you know, clouds can be about any shape, you know, you can think of. So it just, to me, the knife just does a lot with the knife for the clouds. It just, see, that looks really good. But really about the only other thing now I am going to do, I'm going to take a dry brush, which this one ain't 100% dry, but this one we used earlier. And that should be fine. So now we're just gonna tap just the bottom edges of these, just to fluff them up. And we're gonna lift. And then blend them in. Blend them in. Alright, so we got ourselves some clouds. Now, I'm going to go back to my knife, if I can find it. There it is. Yeah. As you can tell, I am not prepared today. Alright. I think it's time we add ourselves some pretty mountains in this thing. So, I want a couple layers of mountains. I want a real big one right here, taking up a good chunk. In fact, we're probably going to wind up making most of our pretty cloud over here disappear. But what I want to do, I want to take some Midnight Black, which is a 60-40 ratio of alizarin crimson and phthalo green. You'll get a dark purple. Take a little roll on the knife. We're just going to drop a basic mountain shape. It ain't got to be special or... I mean, right there, look at that. That's more than enough. That is more than enough. Now, take our little clean, dry brush. We're just going to pull that excess paint that we have. Just pull it down. And we're just going to go in here, tap, so that way we can create the illusion of mist. Lift it, and blend it. Okay, now Gonna go back to our knife and a bit more midnight black. Because we're gonna leave this mountain alone for the most part. It's done, because it's gonna be far in the back. So, where do I want to drop this big one? I think I'm gonna drop them about here. And I mean drop them. It's going to be a high peak. Yeah. Now, if you're running kind of low, you can always scrape on your mountain if you're running low on your paint color. So right now we're just trying to figure out our basic shape for our mountain. Like I said, I wanted to make a big, pretty peak-like mountain today with some peaks and summits. Don't be afraid to get in there. You're not going to hurt this canvas with the knife. I'm just going to come down in here, pull it, kind of making my shapes in the mountain, you know, my peaks, like where's my sun hitting it, like where's going to be my shades, where's going to be my darks. We're gonna have another dark spot there. Okay. Now, take our knife. I'm gonna grab a little bit of white, and just a touch of the phthalo blue, just a touch. And then I'm gonna mix it, kind of give that snow a cool color. Leave your paint kind of marbled. And just go in here with a knife, cut you out a little slice. Ain't really getting much sun here, so we're going to come in here and drop a bit of let the canvas take what she wants. That's where I need to put a wipe down here on the bottom of my easel. I can just go in here with my knife and just wipe pretty quick. So. A bit too blue for me, so I'm going to add a bit more white into that mix. There we go. That looks better. Here's another front spot about right in here. Sometimes it helps to make noise. Add a bit more white. Seems a bit too blue to me in the eye. camera might be lying to you, but you can come back up here and go ahead. There we go. There we go. Get that break in the snow that we want. There we go. That's what we want. Yep. You just decide where you want your snow to be on your mountains. You will have yourself, I guarantee you, a fun little time figuring out. No pressure, just let the canvas take what it wants. Because I got a little too crazy right there in that spot, and it looks like it's just icing a cake. We don't want that. And we're going to call that good, actually, with that color. Get in here and get a couple more. Lysol wipes. Apparently, I touched the yellow with my thumb somewhere. Alright. Have one more down here. Okay. With our blue mixture we already got, I'm going to take a bit, and I mean small amount of that permanent red. Look how quickly it's already changing that color up, making it warm. Leave it marbled. Blend it on the knife. Cut you a little slice. No pressure, no pressure. We got ourselves a pretty little summit right there. Go ahead and see here if I can. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Now, I'm going to clean our knife off. And then, we're going to come in here. We're going to use a clean brush right here. And then we're just going to tap. That way we can try to make the illusion of mist. I'm going to lift her up. Just the corner of the brush. And then gently blend her in. Gently. Okay. Now we're going to clean our two brushes that we got kind of dirtied up. I didn't realize I had two dirty. I thought I only had the one. Like I said, I don't know if I mentioned, I'm going to leave this little mountain dark. That way we can try to have these guys pushing him way off in the back. He's way too far off to even see. Okay. Ooh. Yeah, apparently that brush needed clean big time. Barely touched my phone, and now my phone's purple. Like I said, I apologize. I wish I had some music going in the background to make this more interesting. I just don't have enough equipment to slide by through here, or else we probably would have been done in about another 7 minutes, but unfortunately you're probably going to have to spend another 15 to 20 minutes with me. However, though, now comes some of my favorite part of this whole technique. I'm going to grab the fan brush, and I'm going to grab my bigger knife so I can mix some colors. So I'm going to take some sap green. How about some of this burnt umber, and maybe a touch of yellow ochre. I'm going to go here and mix them. Maybe a touch of the alizarin crimson, a touch of the Van Dyke brown. Kind of harden it up. See, the issue here, I know it's probably hard to see on this screen, but the majority of the colors I used on here were the Master Touch brand of paint, and it's just so wet and oily and greasy still. I don't know if it's really going to do the magic I want, but at the same time, it's like we're too far into it now. We gotta go with it. But either way, here I'm going to make some little foothills. Just take the little tip, and I mean just a little. We're just going to come up here. I have some way distant trees back here. Way distant. Now, I'm going to take a little bit of phthalo blue, mix it in there with our little mixture we got right now. And I'm going to create a second layer right through here. I'm going to make these a bit bigger, but down a bit more. If you want, change it up, make some come up higher, some come down lower. Now, I want to add, and this is probably the only time I will ever recommend this, because I just do not like how this brown turned up. Add some Prussian blue into our little mixture. And we're going to create a third layer through here. Corner of the brush. Go back and forth if you need to. Reload the brush when you need to. Make it go ahead and come through here. Eat up a little bit of that. Okay. Now, we'll need him again later, I think. I'm going to clean him. Now here comes one of my favorite parts of this whole wet on wet technique. I'm going to take a good clean dry brush. We're going to make all this reflect. So come here, pull down. Don't get too carried away. Come here, pull down. Come here, again, just pull down. for, this is going to be our closer edge because we're further away here. So we need to make sure when we're pulling our reflections a little bit further down through here. Now, gently, and then when you pull down. I add a little bit of blue there, not a whole lot. A little bit of phthalo green and phthalo blue. That's it. Now we're just gonna kind of mix it up in here with the water. Should have went ahead and painted that other edge. Apologies. We'll leave this little white here from the liquid white open so it looks like the sun's coming down and hitting it. Okay. So that's all we're going to do with that. Now, not even going to bother cleaning that brush up for the moment. I'm going to grab my little knife again, come in here to the liquid white, which is what we use for our base. We got a little can. This is pretty expensive stuff right here. This little quart right here, which is a pound's worth, costs about 20 bucks a can. But I have been using this product for well over a year and I'm only halfway through it. And I paint probably on average once every other week. So about twice a month. Just dip your knife in there. And then you come in here. Just mark your spots. Mark your spots. Your world. Where does it end? Where does it begin? Alright, now for our next project, we have ourselves a lay of the land moment. Now, I really don't mind this little brown we came up with to be our lay of the land. So, we come in here, grab some of it on this little brush. And the reason being is we're just literally just making basic shape right now. Not looking for anything special, just a little basic shape. A little basic shape. Okay. That's it. I'll let that sit there for a second, like that. Now, I want to make another big set right here, but I want a bit more of a different color to that. So I'm going to come in here, grab some of my Van Dyke Brown, which is a very, very nice earthy color. Throw it on here, and let's just go to town on this thing. In fact, we're probably just going to start on this corner back over here, work our way down. More of that Van Dyke Brown in there, and like I said, we're just going to go crazy and go to town on it. Now, I think this painting needs a nice, big, strong tree. So how about we go in here and just, yep, here it comes. There we go. I'm just gonna, he's got a branch that comes out over here. Another one right around here. Another one right there. How about another one right here? Alright. Take a little bit of white. Bit of our Van Dyke brown. Mix it. I'm going to leave it marbled. Leave it marbled. Come in here. Just drop some bark colors on them. Okay, we're going to leave him like that. In fact, I think I might actually leave this for the final product like that, because that actually don't look half bad. I'll probably add another. I might come back and add something to them. I don't know yet. We're kind of just letting our imagination run wild. So now, I'm going to take our little fan brush that I said we would come back to. Come in here and grab some sap green. Some Indian yellow. A touch of this red and some alizarin crimson. Oh yeah. Then we're going to add a couple evergreens, so we'll drop them in there. Oh yeah, that looks fantastic with the corner of the brush. Just work your way down, push up. Tree needs a friend. There it is. Part of the brush lifting upward. Just drop it in. Drop it in. You know what? I'm going to grab a little bit more green, and I'm going to add a little bit more to him because he just seemed kind of bare. I want full happy tree right there. Full happy tree. Same to you. Full happy tree. Alright, and then how about over here? Make this one a bit darker. How about we give him a little buddy right there? Alright. Now, how about we get a couple more little evergreens? Not major, just kind of drop them in. That's probably good. Give them a little bit of character. Maybe one more over here by him so he has a friend. Oh yeah. I think we're getting to where what we want. up our fan brush. All right. But I had more than one, but apparently they're all dirty. This one might be able to do the trick. All right. I'm going to dip this to the liquid white. I'll just lay some on my palette. I think I'm going to come in here and grab some sap green. And maybe a touch of this with this yellow ochre. Maybe a touch of this green color we had earlier. Get it real good in the brush. Now we're going to come in here and just add some highlights. Follow the lay of the land. Oh yeah, that's actually looking really good. Real pretty. Add a bit more color. Maybe a touch more white just to brighten it up some. Come over here, same scenario, same colors, maybe a bit darker on the green. Up here and grab a little bit of the phthalo blue, mix that in with it. Just to add some more different colors, try to add some layers and depth, and just general all overall prettiness of it. Okay, I think we'll done with the simple brush like that. I'm going to come in here and grab something similar to my little round brush that I used in here to do that. I'm going to take some of my liquid white I have right there, grab some sap green, and mix it real good. And then I think we're just going to come in here and just throw some random leaves on this tree. Don't be afraid to fill up and hide some stuff, because we know it's there, and that's in the end really all that matters. I'm going to stop it there. Maybe we'll come back and add a little bit more white for a different shade right here. Show that there's some different life and movement in this tree. Like, it's just all over the place with this beautiful tree. Okay, now I think we need to add a little bit of highlights to our evergreens here. So come back here, some liquid white, a little bit of yellow, Indian yellow preferably, because I love the Indian yellow. It just makes a real pretty color. And maybe a touch of the bright red. And like I said, just corner of the brush, and we're just gonna Add little highlights throughout these trees. Don't kill it, just highlights. Just some highlights. I'll darken it up. These guys were a little bit more darker. Now, I'll tell you what, having quite a bit of fun today with this. I got some Van Dyke brown left. Take our fan brush that we just highlighted, clean it up real good. I think got a little bit of Van Dyke brown left over. I'm going to take it. And how about right here we have ourselves a not too big of a tree, but just something just like that. Something that just kind of pokes out, stands out. How about, got another one right there. Maybe over here, maybe there's a couple of them over here that want to hang out and play. And this one goes kind of up into the mountain. And a little bit of paint thinner, turn it into water almost, and we can just easily throw in some random sticks. Okay, like I said, I was having too much fun with that, so I'm going to come up in here, grab some liquid white, sap green, touch of the Indian yellow, just gonna throw some colors together. Maybe a bit of bright red too in here with this. Why not? Why not? Maybe fall's trying to come around, hit a couple maple trees or something. Now, just take our knife, a little bit of white, let's add a little bit of highlight to our branches right through here. You know what? I think we got ourselves a finished painting right here. So, let me grab you all. I'll show you what it looks like from there. Just feel that nice, cool summit air just blowing on you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for taking your time. Thank you for spending your time with me. If you like what you saw, give me a like, subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.